How's it going, guys? Jace here, and it's time for my first basics overview of a character. And of course, we're starting with Gran, my character that I made in the game. And before we get into it, I do want to let you guys know that NLBC is this week, Next Level Battle Circuit. I will be attending, so if you want to see some Gran action, possibly some Fairy, depending on the matchups I run into, please tune in. I believe the tournament starts at 8:30. It's going to be on Team Spooky on twitch.tv, of course. So either tune in or come through because the tournament is going to be fire. So let's begin. Like I said, it's going to be pretty basic. I'm not going to go over anything too complicated. This is for people that just want to know what the character's doing, whether you're fighting a net play, tournament match, or if you're new to fighting in general, like you come from the mobile game. This is the basic tutorial for you. I will try to get through all the characters. But depending on time restraints, we'll see how it goes. But I'm going to try to keep this as quick and simple as possible so you have an basic idea of how to deal with him and what he's all about. So, let's go over the normals. First one, FAR 5L, FAR 5A, whatever you want to call it. It is 5-frame startup. It is -3 on block, but plus 1 a hit. It does go into his other normals, special cancelable, of course. All his normals are special cancelable, just so you guys know. Go to a couple different normals. Fireball. It goes into DP, but it's kind of tough to get it. You have to be kind of close. On counter hit, it is +3, but that's not too significant because none of his normals are faster than +3. So there's also 5 frames if I didn't mention that. It is 2L, very good 2L. It is a low, of course. It is 6 frames. Also special cancelable, like I mentioned. Probably one of the better tools in the game. It links into itself. Sometimes you get 3, so you get easy peasy combo. Oop. Very good normal. Next we have, we'll do close. We'll do close normal. Close normal, very good. It is +3 on hits, or excuse me, +7 on hit, +3 on block. So it's a very good normal to use. 5-frame startup, very nice. This jump L, he has the, I want to say universal, but that's not true. It is the completely active till it hits the ground normal. Not bad. It doesn't cross up, but it's a decent light. Nothing too extraordinary. It is 5-frame startup though, so it is of course your fastest jump normal. So it's not bad for air-to-airs and other stuff like that. Next, let's go for the medium. So we'll do a FAR 5M. FAR 5M is 8 frames, 8-frame startup. -6 on block, but again special cancelable. -2 on hit, so it is not safe on block. They can't punish you if you don't cancel with anything, but of course you have plenty of options to cancel out of. So not a big deal that it is -6. This close one though, very strong normal. +2 on block, +6 on hit, +10 on counter hit. So it is very strong. It also links it to itself because the normal is 6 frames. So it is +6 and it goes into itself. So you can do 5M, 5M, auto combo. It's an easy ender. If you want to see combos, I do have a video that I just made going over all the Gran combos. So if you do play Gran or you want to play Gran, I would check that video out as well. Moving into his down medium. This one is very good. His 2M is +1 on block and +5 on hit, which is very good for his normal. It is plus. It's decent range. So for frame trapping, it is very strong. Oop, too far. If you space it properly, it's very strong normal. Because on counter hit, it is +9. So this is a very good frame trap to use if you space it properly. This 5M does go very far. Like I said before, all the combos and stuff like that, you want to go to the other video if you do want to learn some Gran. Jump medium. Jump medium is interesting. It is air-to-air normal, but it also crosses up. It's kind of a strange hitbox for it to cross up, but it's not bad. It's not his go-to cross-up, but it's pretty decent. So be aware of that. Moving into his H. 5C, FAR 5C. Very good. It is negative though, as you can see from the red. FAR 5C is -9 on hit and -5, or excuse me, -9 on block, -5 on hit. and it is +3 on counter hit. So it is very good for us because we can do stuff like this. Goes into his D. I'll talk about that in a second, of course. Special cancelable. Also, if you get counter hit from very far, you can be super. Sometimes it doesn't hit, especially. Let me try to record something for you guys so you can see. Oops. It's gonna be tricky, but I'm gonna try to get it for you. See if I can hit it. Yeah. So from this far away, super does work, but if you do it off of no counter hit, sometimes it misses. Usually it's a little bit farther, like right here. Say you get a counter poke. Super won't reach unless she gets counter hit, so it's very good that it is +3 on counter hit. Standard 2C 2H anti-air. It works for the proximity with the OS proximity OS. So very low committal anti-air. That's a little more advanced, but if you've heard of it, if you play the game, you probably heard of the OS. Maybe I'll mention it in another video, but I'll probably link the OS in the description below if you want to learn more about it. But this is a very good button to use for the OS if you do know about it. Close 5C. Close 5C is -3 on hit, or -3 on block. I keep mixing it up. -3 on block, +1 on hit. Obviously, fat damage, auto combo. On counter hit, it is +13. And it is 8-frame startup, which means you can do this. Fat damage. Fat damage in the corner as well. Very, very, very fat damage on counter hit. Very, very good, very, very good normal. This is very extreme damage. Of course, you can use frame traps. Like I said before, close medium is +2 on block. So if you want to be bold and you have good hit confirms on counter hit, you can do that as a frame trap and get fat damage.
This is gonna hurt.
Onto his jump H. Jump H is very good. I like it a lot. It has a nice angle to it, so it kind of avoids a lot of other stuff. On counter hit, of course, very strong, because you can do stuff like this. Where on normal hit, you really can't do that, because the normal too slow. So very good jump in normal. I like it a lot. Probably my go-to. Besides the other jump in normal I'm about to talk about, which is jump D. But first, let's start off with his normal D. Normal D is kind of interesting. It is a charge move. He has 4 levels to it. If you just press it, it's very strong because it does go about round start distance. This is max distance for him. He is also safe by max distance, as you can tell. Or, hold on, let me turn off the... He is safe. Yellow means he's -0 to 4, so he is safe. Yeah, so the block depends on how far you are from them. It is technically -5 on block if you are up close. I suspect it to be more negative depending on how close you are, but if you do it from this distance, you are safe pretty much. Onto the levels though. His level 1 does a little extra damage. And he goes a little bit farther. So let's say I do level 1 here, right? Or I say I do level 1 here. Still yellow. Again, still yellow, but you can tell I'm a little bit closer to them. Level 2, same thing. He goes a little bit closer. It's also more damage. So if I do it from round start, I am 0. Or I am negative, excuse me. So it does go closer to them. More range. Level 3, same stuff, even closer, very big normal. But level 4 is very interesting because it is invincible. The startup on is pretty slow. It is 22 frames for startup, but because it is invincible, it does go through fireballs. If I could demonstrate that. Yeah, 22 frames is definitely kind of slow, but if you can get it, if you can pull it off, you go through fireballs. I mean, it's completely invincible, so you can go through other stuff, but fireballs are probably the more practical use for it. Onto 2D. 2D is very good. It is a sweep. 7 frames. He is the second character to only have that in the game. Besides him, Percival also has a 7-frame sweep, but his is also a lot better than Percival's because he low profiles. He can go under fireballs. Yeah, he goes that low to the ground. He can low profile fireballs, which is very strong. Very, very good normal. 7-frame startup. Also knockdown. You can also combo into it because it is 7 frames. So it leads to very, very good light confirms. Of course, you can special cancel as well. Like I said before, all of his moves are special cancelable, except 5D. 5D you can't special cancel it, but the rest of his normals you can. So you can pick and choose what you want to do off of 2D. And to his last normal, Jump D, Pizza Cutter. Very good cross up. It has slow startup though. It is 12 compared to the other normals. His jump light, like I said, it was 5 frames. Jump medium is 6. Jump H is 7. This is 12. So it is a lot, way more significant startup than his other normals. But like I said before, very, very good jump in. It also beats a lot of anti-airs, especially off of super jump height. So you jump in like this. It is very good to do if you're trying to get in desperately on some zoners. I wouldn't use it like crazy, but it is a very good normal. Very, very large hitbox. And same thing, you can combo it on hit. You do have to do it pretty deep into the active frames to get it, but yeah, very big hitbox. So that's it for the normals. Let's talk about his throws. Throws, pretty standard stuff. Gives you down, hard knockdown state. Forward one goes pretty far. But you can also run up and get pressure no matter which throw you do, whether it's forward or back. Even though back leaves you a lot closer, it still has the same amount of recovery pretty much. And his air throw is interesting as well. Leaves you pretty close to the ground. I think most air throws leave you pretty close. Obviously he can pick which side he wants, like every other air throw. Gets hard knockdown. Very good air throw. It is 8-frame startup, so you can catch people. Air throws are pretty good against people that are trying to jump over you. So it's a good tool to have against cross-ups. But 2C is very good, so it's definitely, you can kind of pick and choose what anti-air you want to do. I'd recommend 2C to be safe, but yeah, air throw's pretty solid. So let's talk about special moves. Special moves, Fireball, pretty standard Fireball. It is 15-frame startup. Very strong. -7 on block, -3 on hit. But that doesn't really matter because we're using it into our normals, stuff like that. Good extended neutral tool. EX1's 3 hits. It is also a plus, which is very solid. It is +6 on block as well. But because it has 15-frame startup, some strings do not work into it. For example, if you run into somebody doing this, this is not real. This is not a real string. You can't do this. Because his auto combo isn't plus enough. Actually, I didn't mention his auto combo in this stream. His auto combo on block is -3. Or it should be -5. So, yeah, this is not a real string. So don't let people do this. This is a real string though. You can't get away with doing this. So that is +6 on block. Very good. Very good move. He has no air fireball, of course. No air special moves. Yeah, we have to worry about. Moving on to his other normal, his Rekka. Rekka is pretty interesting. So turn that all off. It's 214L. His Rekka is -6 on block, but it is -2 on hits. This is the light version. He has a follow-up, which is the boots. Everybody knows the boot. So it's pretty interesting. Some characters have a hard time punishing it, especially if you don't have a normal or like a far light. If you space it out properly, that is 6-frame startup. So for example, Fairy has a pretty hard time dealing with this because if you space it out properly, she can't punish it because her far 5L is 8-frame startup. So I would recommend knowing the character frame data. I'm going to have another video on that later, but knowing the frame data is very important because this could be used as a pressure tool in a lot of situations. Of course, from this range, no one in the game could really punish it on block, but for pressure tools, some characters have a really hard time punishing it. So I would recommend knowing what characters can do what against that. Next follow-up is the boot. As you can see, they are independent special moves. The first two, the left of the Gran, obviously, you have the slash, you have the boot. They're independent. But if you do EX, they both go away. So you can't do either of them on EX. But let's first talk about the boot. The boot is very negative. The boot on block is -10. So you get a fat damage punish. So do not use it very lightly. But if you space it, it is safe. Sometimes plus. If your spacing is very good. See if I can get it to be neutral. Yeah, right there. So max distance, you can be plus, which is extremely strong. And then at a range, he could be neutral. And of course, up close, he's very negative. Like I said, -10. So do not use it unless you space it properly. It has about, I want to say 13 frame startup. So, or it's like 13 to 16. I believe this is 13 and this is 16. So it is kind of slow. So yeah, use it cautiously, but it is a good tool. 214H is very interesting. 214H, it's a little bit faster. I want to say it's probably like 12 frame, maybe still 13, but you can be plus from a closer distance. So as I did before, right? If I do this, I'm neutral. I'm still neutral here. Let's see if I can back up a little bit, get it to be proper. So let's say if I back up right here, the EX one is plus when the normal boot is negative from this close. So very, very good as well. Good move to get in. Also, of course, on hit, it does wall bounce. Wall bounce on hit, you get fat damage combo. You can do a couple stuff. The wall bounce also gets bigger, depending how far you are. Let me pull them over here. So if you're this distance, the wall bounce becomes much more significant. Compared to up here, I can't do 2C. 2C, 2H doesn't work from this close. But if I do it from here, it does work. So, if you want to push him to the corner, or if you're pretty close to the corner, I'll recommend doing this move. Next, we have DP. DP. All of his DPs are invul, so they're all good wake-ups. I would recommend doing this one, because this is the least amount negative, which is the light version. It is only -17. So, if people aren't ready for it, it is kind of hard to punish. Compared to this, this has a lot more coverage. This is -26. Compared to this. So at a distance, it could be a lot more daunting to punish this compared to this. Or the EX one. EX one is also -26 on block. But it does have a second follow-up, so if you're not paying attention, you could get hit. The easy way to deal with this, of course, if you want to get a fat punish on EX. Crossover. Is to spot dodge properly. Actually, no, not roll. Excuse me. Spot dodge. I'm blind today. You get a very, very fat punish because you are out of the recovery. You don't have to deal with the extra blocking from the second part of it. Also, you could avoid chip out. Let's say if Gran's trying to go for chip out and he does EXDP, you can dodge the second part to avoid that and get a fat punish.
This is gonna hurt.
So yeah, I'd recommend doing light. EXDP is the only one that is air unblockable, of course. Most DPs are like that in the game. So his go-to anti-air is of course 2C and EXDP. If you want to use EXDP, it's not bad. But yeah, these are also invul, so if they do a jump in, this is very useful. But that's it for his special moves. Now we go to supers. First we have level 1. He only has 2 supers. It is a thrusting spear. This doesn't have invul, or at least doesn't have a lot of it. You lose to pretty much everything. It's not good. It's not good as a wake. It's decent as a wake up, but it's not good against fireball and stuff like that. Even from very far, it's not very good. You'd have to do it like when they're literally right on top of you, but even then it's very hard to do. Like the fireball literally has to be touching you to do it. But if the fireball is basically touching you, it's not very reactable. So, and also they can recover. So yeah, not a good tool to have. It's not Percival super. It's not Fairy super. But it is good. It does reach very far away. So on hit, good hit confirm stuff. Level 2. Level 2 is a fireball. It has about, I want to say it's -3. It's like -3 or -4. This one is -13. So you can get fat punish on it pretty easily. But the good thing about this one is you can string it into some of its heavy normals to get extra chip. So let's say you want to go for chip out. Obviously supers don't chip out, but this is very good if you want to get extra chip and then set up for chip out. So something like this would be very good. So let me do like this. And you hit him with EX super, or EX fireball, stuff like that. So yeah, those are a pretty good amount of chip if you want to set that up. But yeah, fat damage. It doesn't go as far, or it doesn't hit as far as the level 1. For example, if you do 5C, it doesn't reach. Actually, I should set them to block so you can see. Or after initial hit. You can see that super does work from that far range. But for level 2 super, it doesn't reach. Actually, this one might reach. Yeah, that one reached. From here. It will not hit. It is not fast enough. So, if you do play Gran and you want to hit confirm, I would hit confirm this super compared to level 2. Because of course it reaches farther. But that's pretty much it for Gran. Basic overview. Obviously know your frame data. The important things to come out of this is plus. Do not press buttons as it is, especially if they space it. Plus normal. So be careful on that. This is also plus. Very good normal to use. 5D is about round start distance. So if you are playing neutral against Gran, be aware of this normal. You can't punish it from a distance, so if you're good enough, definitely do your 5A if you have a fast 5A. 2D low profile, very strong normal, of course. And is definitely his go-to jump-ins are jump H, jump D. And use this for strength pressure tools if you can space it out properly. But yeah, that's it for me. That's the basics overview of Gran. So you are now a Grandmaster. Not really. Maybe for the characters I do main in the future, I'll do more advanced stuff, but I do want to make sure I get over all the characters so everybody knows what's happening for the cast. Now that it is small and condensed, you can be very good at Gran Blue because you can know all the matchups very easily. It's only 11 characters right now. But yeah, that's it for me. I will see you guys in the next video. Hopefully this helps you a lot on Gran. And take it easy. Have a good one.